Hello, my name is Caleb Coffey, and I will be presenting Fictitious Company's Aircraft Feasibility Study and Recommendation. Over the last 2 months, Fictitious Incorporated executives and staff conducted multiple analyses, which included city pair, market, aircraft selection matrix, and cost of operation to help determine the viability of an on-demand aircraft acquisition in support of increasing travel by key executives and staff. The objectives of this presentation are highlight time saved with on-demand versus commercial air travel, provide an overview of different aircraft and advantages of each, show the results of our key travelers' interviews, inform executives and staff of the financial obligations that come with on-demand aircraft ownership, and provide recommendations for moving forward. Currently, the company has 21 existing city pairs that were analyzed, as well as the possible expansion to Afton, Oklahoma. Using the Aircraft Feasibility Study tool, the team quickly realized that on-demand option provided huge time savings over commercial air travel. The following table shows that data captured for a specific aircraft, in this case the Pilatus PC-12NG, and the associated data for it alongside the airline travel model. The following slide is a graphical representation of this data for both the on-demand and airline models between city pairs. As you can see here, the on-demand model is a significant time saver between company city pairs. That time savings represents a better quality of life for traveling company employees by letting them spend more time on site and less nights away from their homes. The company's aircraft feasibility team looked at 4 aircraft that had strong industry presence and served today's present requirements with room to accommodate changing mission needs. The aircraft were not a mirror of one another, but instead had various features and capabilities that stood out from one another. The Citation M2, Cessna Grand Caravan EX, Citation Latitude, and Pilatus PC-12NG aircraft were evaluated as part of the market analysis in the following areas: aircraft cost and technical specifications, passenger comfort, aircraft passenger amenities, and route performance. In the following slides, you will see in the tables bold text that identifies which aircraft scored the highest for a given category. 2 aircraft at the opposite spectrum from one another exchanged top honors in multiple categories and tied for number of passenger seats. Each of the aircraft, with the exception of the Citation Latitude, are approved for single pilot operations. Should Fictitious move forward with aircraft acquisition when flying passengers, it will be with 2 pilots. Being the costliest aircraft, one should expect the Latitude to excel in this area, and it did. The information from this slide comes directly from the manufacturer's website and represents available factory options. The Latitude is the fastest of the bunch, and the Caravan's cost per hour is the lowest. It is the Pilatus PC-12NG that comes in with the lowest estimated cost per flight. The key employee interviews were critical in helping the team to refine the areas that were most important to the business and key travelers. The list shown here are items evaluated as part of the key employee interviews. By using the aircraft feasibility tool, the team was able to quickly compare the aircraft's performance in the evaluated areas, which helped ensure the team didn't miss key operational concerns that may have impacted the company's bottom line. Passengers' comfort was also evaluated as part of the process. The Caravan EX scored best in price. All the aircraft were 2019 models and scored equally. Value vector helps determine the aircraft's value, particularly for resale. Shown below, the Citation Latitude scored the highest, with the Pilatus a distant second. The Citation Latitude doubles the cabin volume of the Pilatus, its closest competitor. The Latitude's wing, given the aircraft's size, has the best wing loading and should provide the best passenger flight experience. 3 of the 4 aircraft evaluated were very similar in payload with max fuel. The Citation M2 had half the payload of its closest competitor. As expected, the Citation Latitude scored well with over 1,000 nautical mile range advantage over the closest competitor, the Pilatus PC-12NG. The Grand Caravan has the lowest per hour operating cost. The Grand Caravan has nearly half the maintenance cost of the Pilatus and more than half for the Citation M2 and Latitude. After each category was totaled from weighted responses from key traveler interviews, the Pilatus PC-12NG stands amongst the other aircraft. Shown here is the data provided by the Aircraft Feasibility Study tool with each of the evaluated aircraft listed. Fractional and charter information is also provided, but as the cost of utilization chart will clearly show, this may not be the best option given the expected annual utilization of on-demand air travel. The Pilatus and Caravan are over half the cost per hour of their jet counterparts, with the Caravan being almost $900 less than the PC-12. In the cost to utilization comparison chart, we see that the Citation Latitude and charter option rapidly increased in cost as utilization increases. The M2, while significantly less than the Latitude, trends upward quicker than the PC-12 and Caravan, which are both turboprops. Fractional ownership and charter options have lower acquisition and, in the case of charter, essentially zero upfront costs, but surpass aircraft ownership and cost to utilization in the 100 to 175 hour range. The Pilatus PC-12NG is the team's recommendation for on-demand company travel. Its price, cost per flight, and scoring from the key traveler interviews are compelling reasons for this choice. Additional cursory analysis against closer competitors such as the TPM 850 and 900 shows the Pilatus holding its own. In closing, the following slide shows a proposed company flight department organization chart for consideration moving forward. Shown in this chart, the chief pilot reports directly to the CEO and is responsible of the day-to-day operations for the flight department. The safety manager is responsible for the flight department's safety program. The admin scheduler is responsible for all activities related to scheduling, as well as catering, lodging, and reservations when required. The operations manager is responsible for managing all the pilots, ensuring that they are all compliant, current, and trained, as well as updating the flight department's operations manual or SOPs. The maintenance manager is responsible for the flight department's maintenance program and ensuring that the technicians are compliant and trained. The chief pilot and operations manager are pilots and are required to maintain currency and will regularly take flights when line pilots are scheduled for training or require crew rest. The admin scheduler position can be a shared responsibility with existing company staff. This chart is just a starting point and requires further analysis and discussion with company leadership. The flight department needs to be organized and staffed before any aircraft acquisition. Thank you all for watching and have a great week.